So I bought my sister a gift from my training. It's a hat which says Racoma, but I want to put her name on the side along with some other things around the hat right here that would be dope. And so I'm going to add some things using my Racoma marquee behind me. And a lot of people have seen the new touchscreen on the Racoma marquee, as well as the Creator and the other machines that they put this new touchscreen on, but nobody's really showing you all the things that the touchscreen can do. And I'm going to show you one really cool feature that is available on this machine that might make a difference in you actually getting this machine or getting the one with the older panels. All right, it's a very dope thing that I think might convince you that you might probably need this panel, right? And I always say that I like the old ones with the 7S panel. The 7S panel is an old panel. So they have a 7S panel, they have an 8S panel, and they have this new Android tablet panel. And out of all of them, I like the ones with the 7S panel because it's simple. You can get the machines for not that much. They're available all over the place and they embroider the same thing. But the Android tablet panel is no doubt the best panel for these machines, and I'm going to show you the feature. Let's go ahead and get on the machine and show you exactly what I'm talking about. Alright y'all, so this is the Racoma Marquee's Android tablet panel, and it's a tablet, that's all it is. Alright, so what I'm going to do now is you see my Super Bowl design, ignore that. What I'm going to do right now is I'm going to create a design right here. One of the functions is the ability to create names. So if you don't know how to digitize, there are some fonts in here that you can use. So you go to select design, show you how to do it. Then you go to text, and right here is where you can type stuff in. All right, so I'm going to create a new thing, if you will, a new file. All right, so I'm going to type in my sister's name, capital M lowercase ELISSA, and now hit done. All right, so right now you see the name popped up here when I hit done, and over here where you can go to font, and you can scroll through the many different fonts, and as you scroll through the fonts, it changes the name up top, the way it looks. So let me just find a font that I like, that I think would look good on the hat. Okay, I like this font actually, and it tells you like how wide it is. Right now it's 3.95, which is pretty much 4 inches wide. You can change the width, you can change the character spacing, you can change the density of the stitch, you can change the margins and stuff like that. And after you like it, you can just save the design. All right, so let's look and see what we want to change. Width in inches. Okay, so that's how wide it is. I want to change it and make it a little bit smaller because it's pretty much 3.95. It's pretty much 4 inches wide. I think I want to make it smaller, so I'm gonna just go ahead and hit that down, and that made it 3 inches wide, and I think I'm satisfied with that. I think that's good. So I'm gonna hit save design, and I'm gonna press next. You can name your file, and then I'm gonna save it to the machine. Save, and now when I go to my machine, I should see that file. It created a new file called Melissa. There it is right there. I'm gonna click it, I'm gonna add it, and it's on there but you can't see it. So I'm gonna go ahead and select the color, and just so we can see it, I'm gonna select black, and each of the letters is a different color, which is interesting. I'm not gonna keep it black. I might just make it white, but no, I'm gonna keep it black actually, and I'm gonna go ahead and save the design right there. So you see it on our thing, and we're not going to use this hoop. We're gonna use the hat hoop to make it. So I'm gonna select the hoop. I'm gonna select the hat hoop, preset, cap hoop, select hoop. All right, select hoop. All right. So there is my name on there, and I'm going to do a few things. One of the features that I like on here is the ability to create a whole new design. Well, I'll say combine design. So let's combine this design with something else, because that's kind of plain. So I'm going to go ahead and back to select design in my machine. I want to hit this. Wait a minute. Give me a second, guys. Trying to figure out. Okay, so I'm going to hit combination. All right, so I got this selected. I'm going to hit combination. All right, so combination. All right, so now it's going to ask me to add design, right? So what I'm doing right now is I have this design already loaded, and I'm going to add another design to this design to create a new design. No other machine can do that. All right, so I got that. I'm going to add this flower right here next to it. I'm going to hit select, and what that did was that added this design to this design. So with my finger, or with this arrow right here, actually, I'm going to move it to where I want it to go. All right, so I could put it right there. I'm going to add another design to it. I'm going to take this design, and I'm going to select that one. All right, so now we got another one, and I'm going to move this one right here. But that one's too big, so I don't want that design. How do I? Okay, I can hit delete right here. I didn't know I could do that. All right, so I got this design, I got this design. All right, and the only thing left to do, I did want to add another one to the other side of it, but I'm gonna leave it as is for right now. I'm gonna put this right here, but I'm gonna add some more stuff to the hat. But for right now, I'm just gonna leave this like this as it is. So I'm gonna hit OK. I'm gonna name it something. Melissa Flower. Next, save. All right, so I didn't necessarily pick the colors for the Melissa Flower design, so I'm going to go back to select design, and I'm going to grab this flower right here, and I'm going to make its colors because I didn't select any colors for it. So right now it's white and black. I think I'm going to make the outside blue and the inside a yellowish color. All right, so let's save that right there, and then when I go back to this design, it should have the design I created, it should like upload it. It should, like, you know what I mean, it should update. All right, so you're not going to see the colors on there, but just trust me, it did update. Let me see if I got to select colors on. Matter of fact, you do have to select colors. Interesting. So when you created the new design, you got to select new colors. All right, so I'm going to make the name all black. All right, and on this machine right here with this touch panel, as you're selecting, you can see it change on the screen. So that's another benefit to having this specific one right here. And I said I'm going to make the outside blue and the inside a yellowish color, and that's it. Save. And now it added it to our hoop right here. So it's going to have the name, and then it's going to put a flower next to it. All right, so let's hoop up our hat and let's check it out. Let's make it do what it do, guys. Let's do it. This part right here, nobody likes to change the flats to the hats. You got to take off these arms right here, right and left, and then you have to load up the hat hoop, the hat attachment rather. Alright, so I got that off. So I'm gonna grab my hat attachment right here off the floor. Oh, we also learned how to fix the hat attachment if you had any issues with that at the technician training. So let me line that up and push that in there. And I think I might actually adjust that design because I'm not satisfied with the placement. I think the flower needs to go like over top of the Melissa. I'll figure it out in a second though. So yeah, that looks good right there. And I just gotta tighten these up. Let me change my screw on my little chicky. That's what we called them in class, chicky. I'm gonna change that attachment on it, and then I'm gonna tighten this up. So now let me hoop my hat, and I'm gonna hoop my hat relative to what it is I'm trying to accomplish. See, I got a nice big thick piece of stabilizer right here, and put that right here. And I know I want to put my design on the right side of the hat. So this is the right side right here. So, yep, I'm gonna go ahead and do that. And hoop it right here. I know I want the name to be here, and I want the flower to be around here, something like that. So I'm hooping my hat sideways, y'all. Hooping my hat sideways. Let me undo that. Let me do that. This is gonna be a tricky hoop. It's gonna be very, very tricky to hoop, but I'm gonna get this right because I want this to be nice for my sister. Boom, boom. All right, bring this around. Yeah, it's gonna be a very tricky hoop situation right here. Very, very tricky hoop situation right here. And the key is, what I'm doing is trying to get this to go down straight. All right, trying to get this to go down straight right here. Boom. As long as this part right here is straight, then I'm straight. All right. Boom. All right, I know I'm gonna be good now. All right. All right, so here we go. Got our hat hooped right there. Get this off here, and this part right here is straight. So it's gonna embroider. Ooh, see how this is kinked up right here? I don't want that. So I'm gonna actually try to fix that. Let me see if I can. Yeah, I can. So let me hoop that a little bit better. Right there on the side. All right, so let me pick this up right here, and I wanna come down with this right here. So I actually grab that and keep it straight. And I'm gonna show y'all how it looks now that I got it straight. All right, there we go. All right, see what I mean? It's not kinked now. It's not kinked. Yeah, that's how I want that. All right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna actually pin this right here on this rail so it keeps this whole area nice and kind of flat. The flatter you have it, the better chance you got of it embroidering the way you want it to embroider. All right, so let's go put this in the machine right here, and this should be good. All right, so I made a bunch of changes to this design because I wanted to put the flower above the A at the end of Melissa. So I made that adjustment, locking it into place now, and we're about to run this thing. All right, so let me just position where I want the flower to be. Let me put it on needle number 1 so I can get a better sense of what's going on. And let me also turn on the light so we can get a better view of what's going on. And it says right now the flower is gonna fall right here. I think I want the flower to be around right here. So let me position that. All right, let me put it on slow. I want the flower to be about right here. All right, it's about right here. All right, there we go. All right, so let me trace it and see where everything's gonna fall, guys. Let me trace it. That's kind of big. All right, let me do a contour trace. Not bad, not bad. I'm going to lower this just a little bit. Let me do a trace again, because every time you adjust it, you have to do a trace for it to pick up everything. All right, now let me do a trace design. That's where everything's gonna fall exactly, and right there. And I'm pretty satisfied with that right there. I kind of like that. So I'm gonna go ahead and roll with that. Let me just make sure I think now I actually want the name to be white because I think that'll look better on the hat. So let me go ahead and select the colors of the design again. And I'm gonna change the name to all white. All right, starting it up. Well, that's not supposed to be white. Okay, so good thing I saw that. I'm going to start that over. It's a good thing that I caught it right there. What I can do is I can trim this stitch right here. I'm going to go ahead and cut. Let that cut right there. And I'm going to go to origin point. Just press ORG on the screen. I'm going to go ahead and trim this. And this flower is supposed to be, the leaves are supposed to be light blue. Let me go to select color, light blue. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. Save. Alright, review. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, let me unlock my machine. First of all, select color. That looks right. Alright, so lock that into place. And let's see. No. I want to hold the video off and stop it right there and show you guys a setting in here that corrects the issue that we're having about the machine not going to the correct color once you combine the designs. I had no idea this was a thing, right? So let me go back, because I had to stop the video. Let me go, I'm just gonna load up any design because you can do it from any design, right? So when you go to select your color, all right, and this is my fault, select color. If you notice right here it says auto. I had that auto off. See where it says auto right there? It says auto. I had, when I was choosing these colors, I had this on manual. Manual means each time it goes to a different element, you have to put it on the needle that you wanted to start embroidering on. So that's why it wasn't automatically going to the correct thread color and starting embroidering. So there's nothing wrong with the machine, everything's fine. I just had it on manual, should have been on auto, and that solves that issue. That wasn't even an issue, I just had it on the wrong setting. I don't know how it got there, but yeah, very important that I showed you guys that. So there's nothing wrong with the combine feature. One thing that I said I was going to do that I forgot to do was tack down and clip the one point so that everything can be super flat, because what's happening right now is, you see that little area? Yeah, that's going to be a problem. That little area that's like, it should have been flat but it's not flat, and it's kind of too late to fix it in the design. So I don't want that area to stand up, but it's kind of too late for that right now, because it's already like puckered up. So that's what you want to avoid, guys. That's what you want to avoid. So only thing I can do right now is stand by and see how this turns out at this point, because I should have made sure that was flat and I didn't. See how it's embroidering over that area, and that area is kind of like standing up? Yeah, that's what you don't want to do, because now it's got to embroider the middle part on a standing up area, and that's going to create a pucker in my design. And already you can see the gap that it created right there. So yeah, but we'll be all right, guys. We'll be all right. So guys, lucky for us, the stand-up part got laid flat down by the embroidery, so we lucked up. But it still did create a gap, so that's a no good. But we're okay overall. So we're gonna go now and embroider the other part. Now I want you guys to look at something. Alright, I'm gonna take this clip off. See how as soon as I take this clip off, like how it like moves around a little bit? This area can move around. Now when I pull it down like this, right, and I put the clip on, notice how much of a flatter surface I have right there. And that's exactly what you want when you're embroidering on a surface, alright? You want to put that clip on so you get a nice flat surface to embroider on. Now I'm gonna lock in my design and do my trace so I can see exactly where my design is gonna fall. And that's too low, obviously, so I gotta bring it up a little bit. Alright, let's do my trace again. Still a bit low, but let me do a contour trace to see exactly where it's gonna fall. It's gonna get kind of low to the brim. I want to go a little bit higher, just so I can absolutely avoid that metal part, because I don't want to hit the metal part, obviously. Alright, that's good right there. So I'm going to do it again. Tell me exactly where it's going to fall, and that's pretty much good right there. So let's go ahead and start our design up. Excellent. These flower files will be available on alanawade.com. If you want the flowers, AlanAwade.com. The files will be available there. And I'm redoing like a bunch of designs on the website and making them available to you guys. Oh, thread break. Let me correct that. So as I said, I'm redoing the website and re-uploading a lot of designs that's going to be more relevant to what people can use and what people like, and what I use and what I would like if I was on a website looking for stuff. So stay tuned for that, and keep on checking back on AlanAwade.com for these DSTs and .pes designs, guys. All right, so if you want these flowers, they're available right now as you're watching this video. So here we go, guys. Here's the hat. We got the flower design on this side. We got the flower design along with the name on the other side. And I think that's a hat that she's gonna like, because I like it personally. Now I gotta make my mom one, because she's been asking me for a hat for a while now, so I gotta get on it. But I want to make hers like, you know, a little bit extra special, extra unique. So yeah, stay tuned for when I make my mom's hat. Yeah, so let me know what you guys think in the comments down below about how this hat came out. I think it came out dope. I think she's gonna love it. I think she's gonna want to wear it a lot, and I'm open to suggestions. Maybe I'll add some more little stuff around here. I think it could use some more flowers as I make them. Maybe I'll add some more. So AlanAwade.com if you want to buy your flowers. I'm going to be uploading more and more on the website, but as of right now, these, along with a few others, are available right now. So go to AlanAwade.com and then go to embroidery files, and then select the file type that you like. Most likely is .dst or .pes if you're using on a Brother SE600, and purchase your files. All right. See you guys on the next video. Let me know what you guys think, and I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.